Grace and peace. Grace and peace, everybody. Grace and peace. We are excited, always excited about being on with you. We're getting ready to do some teaching on here tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. And tonight we're talking about, I know about the argument. I know about the argument that you're having. That's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. You get this up here. So we're going to get into this tonight. So thank you guys for joining me. Those of you that are coming on, I'm going to be trying to keep an eye out to see how many people are with me tonight. So we're always excited to have you guys on. Always want to come and do some great teaching and just interact with you guys. Really enjoy it all the time. I love teaching. I love sharing. I love seeing people go to that next level. And I believe that a lot of us are ready. We're in a place where we're mentally making up our mind that we're ready for something new. We're ready for something new. We're ready for something better than what we've experienced. And we're ready to move forward. So we're going to do some teaching tonight, and I'm excited because, as I said, we're going to talk about, I know about the arguments you've been having. I know about this argument. I done heard about this argument that you've been having. As a matter of fact, it's an ongoing argument. It's an argument that you've been having for a while. You've been arguing and you've been fussing and you've been fighting about this thing for a while. Oh, you want me to tell you who you arguing with? Well, once we can begin to share, somebody share this out. Let them know that we are online. We are going to jump on here and we're going to teach on this thing because we're going to talk about your argument. We're going to get all in your business and we're going to talk about your argument, the thing that you've been arguing about, and the thing that we all, if we can be honest, argue about. We fight about this thing constantly every single day. And so what I'm talking about is how we quietly fight with reality. How we quietly fight with reality. There's a whole lot of us that are doing that every single day, because what happens is stress is not the cause that we think it is. We think that things happen in life and then we're stressed, but stress isn't caused by life. Stress is caused by our resistance to life, our resistance to what's happening. And most of us believe that stress comes from what's happening in the moment. But if the truth be told, we can actually be in a place where nothing is happening, but we can still be stressed. Life does not cause you stress. The resistance that we have to what's happening, the conversation, the delay, the traffic, the decision that we didn't like, the person who didn't respond the way that we hoped that they would respond. I know about the arguments. Thank you guys that are coming on. Thank you guys so much. I know about the arguments that you've been having because I've been having my own self. But stress doesn't come from outside events. Stress is an inside job. Stress comes from arguing with the situation. It comes from the argument that we create about the event that happened, not the actual event. Especially if the event is over, the situation is done. Have you ever noticed how it seems like that after the situation, now you feel tense? After the situation, now you feel like you want to really go off and I should have said this and I should have said, why? Because now you're creating a story around the events that happen. And that's where the stress build up. Because you know what? Life is saying, we say life is just lifing. Life says that's what happened. But your mind says it shouldn't have happened like that. It shouldn't have went down like that. And it's that disagreement that life is saying this is what happened, and your mind is saying it shouldn't have happened like that, that's where the tension comes in. That's where the stress comes in. And we're tensed and stressed over a situation that is already passed. Many times we can't even change the situation. And so we're arguing with reality. And if the truth be told, many of us are arguing with reality more than we realize. More than we realize. We're sitting around and throughout the day just stressed because we're arguing with I'm talking about, thank you guys for coming in. I'm talking about the argument you've been having. I'm talking about that argument that you've been having in your inner dialogue. We arguing with reality. We don't even realize it. We argue with reality, but the reason that we don't really pay attention to it is because it doesn't sound loud. It's the quiet argument that you're having when you can't sleep at night. It's the quiet argument. This should have happened, and they should have understood me. They shouldn't have treated. Why would they do me like that? Those silent arguments. A lot of times, listen, when people show you who they are, you already know. You already know. You've got to learn how to believe that the situation is what it is so that you don't deal with that tension in the mind. Because that quiet argument, it shouldn't have happened. They should have understood that's not fair. I should have had the deal, a better deal than this. And the thing you got to understand about the argument that you've been having, life is not going to argue back with you. Life has nothing to prove. It's already proven itself. When life does something to you, you have to deal with it. So reality's not going to argue back with you. Reality simply continues. So many times we get stuck. We get stuck at places. And some of us get so stuck that we're no longer in reality. Physically, we're in reality, but mentally, we're stuck either in our past, fretting over something that happened that we can't change, or worrying about something in the future that 95% of the time doesn't even happen. How am I going to pay this bill? You're going to pay it like you did last year, last month, last week. And when we keep arguing internally, that's a price that has to be paid. I want to help you before you go into 2026 to become more aware, because when you have awareness, when you shine a light on something, it takes its power away. I want you to understand you've been having I want to talk to you. You've been having an inner argument, and it's been stealing your peace. It's been stealing your joy. And when you keep arguing internally, there is a price that you have to pay emotionally. And so many times, not only you pay, but those that are in relationship with you, they pay. Because you're emotionally distant. As I said, you're present physically, but mentally, you're fretting over what happened. You're worrying about what may happen that hasn't even come to pass yet. So you're paying a mental price for not dealing with this argument. If you're on here tonight, I want you just hit a heart button or something. Let me know that I'm talking to you. If this resonates with you and you're ready to remove that argument, you're ready to move past that internal argument that you had. Because I know about the argument. Thank you guys for that are coming on. I know about the argument that you've been having. And every time you have that internal argument, there is an emotional price that has to be paid. And please understand, I know, a lot of times we say we live in a terrible world. No, life and reality are not harsh. They're not. But because we keep holding on to that one little area in life that wasn't good, it exhausts us. It's exhausting because when you're trying to live in a place of resistance, it's exhausting. You're resisting reality. One thing that I've learned as a Christian, this is what I've learned as a Christian. I believe that there is, go with me, picture this. I believe that there is a stream of life. A stream, it's a stream. It's a free flowing stream. And it's flowing downhill. Not to a bad place, but it's flowing into a larger place. Every stream flows down into a river. The river flows into the ocean. I believe that life is a free flowing stream. And as long as I'm flowing with it, things in my life are going to be good. But the moment that I choose to try to fight and resist what is happening in my life, I am inviting myself into a struggle. Resistance is exhausting. Somebody on here, you understand. Hey, I see you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. Listen, resistance is exhausting. When you're resisting life, listen, you got to understand some of the things that you're experiencing, you're the only one that is interpreting it that way. And I've been there. You're in a situation with other people. They're not interpreting it like you are. And that in itself is frustrating. But listen, you got to understand, two people can face the same moment, have the same experience, and have completely different perspectives of what happened. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever noticed that? One's calm, one is disturbed. Oh, please don't let it be your friend. Don't let it be your friend and you're out somewhere and something happens and they the one that like to pop off and go off. You're just as calm as you can be, but they or maybe you're the one that's popping off. You can have two people, same moment, same experience. One is resisting reality and one is choosing to stay in a place of peace. In 2026, I need you to stay in a place of peace. I need you to not go through the exhausting rigor of constantly resisting life. Listen, when you have those two people, the difference is not the situation. Same thing happened to them. They were in the same location. They experienced the same negative situation. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the story that they tell themselves about the situation. How you interpret the situation is everything. How you choose to frame the situation that you're in is everything. You've got to understand that when you're going through things, there is a split second where you've got to get in the gap. I'm calm, I'm mad. I'm calm, I'm mad. You've got to find that place and get in the gap in your mind, in the gap, in between that space. You know, Mr. Brown said, I said to myself, and myself said, you got to learn how to get in the gap with yourself. You've got to get in that gap and you've got to be in a split second, be able to make a decision. Am I going to allow this situation to steal my peace? Am I going to let this have my joy? Am I going to allow this to cause me to lose a friend? Is this worth losing a friend over? When you have two people in the same situation, the only difference is how they frame the story in their mind. This is where awareness begins. Some of us have to become more aware. We need to really pray that God causes us to be more aware. And awareness is the first act of leadership. I always talk about leadership, and some people say, well, I'm not a leader. Listen, if there's anybody in your life that you have an influence over, you are a leader. You're a leader. There's no way around it. The awareness is the first act of leadership. A lot of people want to lead other people, but you've got to lead yourself first and lead yourself well. Lead yourself well. And that comes in with being aware. How does listen, I'm going to teach you, I'll get on here sometimes and I'll teach on emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the study of my emotions, how I feel, and how my actions cause other people to feel. That is so important. That is the first act of leadership, self-awareness, not leadership over people, but leadership over yourself. As you go into this new year, is there anybody on here that wants something different? Is there anyone that wants something better than what you've experienced in other periods in your life? Well, it's going to start with self-leadership, because I know about the arguments you've been having. You've been arguing with reality. You've been upset with reality. This shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. And you're arguing with how things have turned out in life, not understanding that life is not going to argue with you. Here's a Wilson key. The most important question is not what should I change, because that's what we focus on at New Year's. What should I change? Listen, when tension rises, most of us start asking the wrong questions. When you're in a situation and you're going back and forth with somebody, your first thought shouldn't be who's wrong or they are wrong and I'm right. What should the question be? Not what should they do differently? What should you do differently? How do I fix this? Those are the questions that come up in our mind. But we've got to make a shift. We've got to make a shift in our thinking. And the question that we need to really be asking is, what am I believing right now? What story am I not what happened, but really, what story am I believing right now? Because if you're in a situation in the moment with someone, and you've maybe had other situations like that you did not address, now you're not just dealing with the issue in the moment, you're dealing with the unaddressed issues that you never addressed with them before. What am I believing right now? Because I promise you, if you keep having accumulations of unresolved situations with people, there will come a time when that relationship will dissolve. Not necessarily because the relationship should have to resolve, but because you left situations unresolved. You never asked yourself, what am I believing right now? Is it more important for me to be right or for me to keep my peace? And this question moves power back into your hands. What do I believe right now? What do I believe about this situation? And then we ask very gently. Got to be gentle with yourself. Got to love on yourself. So after I've asked, what do I believe? You got to be real gentle. This is going on inside of you. You got to step back from the situation. Step out of yourself, and you've got to ask, what's true? Can I absolutely know that what I believe is true? Can I absolutely, without a shadow of doubt, believe the story that I'm telling about this other person? And it's these kind of questions that we have to ask. These questions are not attacks. That's why I said you got to ask yourself gently. Now, wait a minute. They just got smart. Wait a minute. Did they really mean to get smart with me? And I've got to do this, y'all. I'm gonna do better in 2026. I'm gonna do better. Is this true? Did they just get smart with me? Do I absolutely know that what they just said was against me? Those questions, that's not you attacking yourself. You've got to understand, they are interpretation questions. You're wanting to interrupt the cycle that could take you into going off. Anybody want to interrupt that cycle? This is what NLP does. It helps you to break cycles and patterns in your life that have become repetition, interruptions to that automatic response. No, you didn't. That it's an interruption to that automatic reaction that you normally have. Thank you guys that are coming on. Thank you so much. I know about the argument that you had. Everybody's having that argument that you're having with reality. That's what we're talking about today. Listen, when the argument stops, when you get to that place where you've questioned yourself so much that when situations arrive, you no longer allow that situation to turn into an internal dialogue or internal argument. When the argument stops, space opens up. And in that place, I promise you, there's peace. The moment we stop arguing with reality, even briefly, something gonna change. I don't know why this is happening to me. Why not? It's happened to other people. Acceptance is something awesome. Some of you probably need to go to my wife's page, Dr. Tammy Wilson, and check out her posts on grief. She's got a wonderful book. I thought I had it in here. I don't. I think I just took it to her. She may be on in a little bit. Try to get her to come on live and teach. But grief is not just because you lost someone. Grief sometimes is because you've lost people's places or things. You've had to move from places. You've had to change things. So when that argument stops and you can accept, this is where I'm at. I can accept this is what's happened. In that moment, a space opens up. When we stop arguing with reality, if even for a brief moment, there are some things that begin to happen. And some of you have been this before. Have you been at this place before? The body begins to relax. Your tone softens. Your mind widens. No, they didn't mean that. No. We don't lose our voice. We don't mess up our character. We don't become passive because we're doing this. We're not surrendering our boundaries because we're at a place to where we want to keep our peace. Some people, people just running over you. No, it just ain't worth my peace. You hear what they said about you on Facebook, on the book? Did you hear about what they said about you on TikTok? Just choose not to respond. My peace is more important. So when you do that, you're not losing your voice. You're not being passive. You're not surrendering your boundaries. You're gaining a choice. Oh my gosh, I wrote a book a few years ago. Check it out on Amazon. Change your thoughts, change your life. When you change your thoughts, you can change your life. The power of choices. When you choose peace, when you get in that space where you're comfortable with allowing someone else to be right, go ahead, you be right. The body relaxes, your tone softens, your mind widens. You're not losing your voice. You're not becoming passive. You know, I remember back in the day, you'd rah. I'm 55. I can't rah no more. No, I don't rah no more. I'm not surrendering my boundaries, but I'm gaining the power of choice. There's nothing stronger in your life than to have the power to make a choice. Stop. In 2026, I want every one of you to begin to study on how not to be indecisive. Now, let me help you understand indecisive. Not being able to make a choice in the moment is one thing. That's one thing. But indecisive means that you never want to make a choice. You've got to dig into that. You've got to go back and ask God, the Holy Spirit, to show you, where was my voice taken? Where did I lose my voice that I feel that I can't make a choice? When you gain your choice, you're gaining power. Someone ought to put that on the screen for me. Can I get one person, one brave person out of all 30 of you guys to put that on the screen, that I'm choosing power in 2026. I'm choosing power Can I get someone to put that on the screen? Let me see. So let me see where you're at. I'm choosing power. Let me give you a Wilson leadership key. Leadership begins before any kind of title, any kind of position. Some of us trying to get positions on our job, want a title on that, you know, I'm the this, I'm the that. Some people think that leadership starts with a position. It doesn't. As I said before, you may not think that you're leading anybody, but if someone's watching you, if you have influence in anyone's life, then you are a leader. You are a leader. Someone's watching you. Someone is watching you and being influenced by your life and your decisions. So you can't go through life not making a decision. You can't go through life allowing situations to cause you to respond and react in ways that is outside of your character, or you know that I used to. No, we're not talking about how you used to. Who are you right now? So leadership's not about a title. It's not just about leading people, but leadership is actually when you start gaining self-regulation. Can you regulate your mind? Can you regulate your thoughts? I've been off work. I've been getting so much work done. Why? Because I've been able to focus. Some of us need to get in a place where we can focus so we can be productive. Some of you have books that you need to be writing your book. Matter of fact, you need to get off this live right now and go work on your book. If you're here, if you're on here and you're wanting to write a book, I can help you. I can coach you through the process of writing a book. Inbox me for free. I will coach you through writing the book. Now, if you need help putting the book together, that's going to cost you. Some of you got books in you, but you don't have the self-regulation to put the scrolling down. You're scrolling. You could be writing. You could be taking that class on Udemy and getting that certification, or going back to college or whatever. Self-regulation is the ability to pause. It's the ability to question. It's the ability to choose response over reaction. Some of us have been reacting for too long. We've been reacting. And what happens when you react? You put yourself in situations that other people done told you how it was going to end up, but you didn't believe it. You end up with people in your life that should have never had that level of access to your secret places. You can take that the way you want. They should have never had access. They'd already shown you who they were and what they were about. But because you had no self-regulation, in the moment of emotionalism, you forgot about who they really were because they were emotional, which made you emotional. So now you're choosing to be reactive instead of responding and you were having sympathy when you should have just had empathy. Sympathy. I'm sorry for you. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. I hate that you're going through that, and I feel bad because you're going. Empathy. I understand what you're going through, and I'm gonna be praying for you. Choices. This is leadership in its purest form. Please understand. Hear me. This may be foreign to some of you to understand that you have a choice, because for so long, people may have been stealing your choice, making choices for you. And I often say this, and I know some of you have heard me before. Some people are okay with you as long as you play your part in their drama. As long as you play your part, as long as you play your role, they're okay with you. But I want to interrupt. I want to interrupt the program for a station identification. And I want to let you know that you don't need their permission or anybody else's permission to practice making good choices, to practice self-regulation, to choose to be happy, to choose to have joy. You don't need their approval. You can lay down the role that they gave you at any time and let them know, hey, take me the way I am, but I'm tired of playing that role with you. I'm tired of doing what you say do whenever you want me to do it. And if I act like I don't want to do it, then you're gonna throw a tantrum. Well, throw a tantrum. Matter of fact, I'm out of this relationship. Oh, you're gonna commit suicide? Okay, well, where are your paperwork? Where are your papers? Where's your papers? I need to get all your insurance, all that together, so I can leave it here on the bed with you for your children, so they'll know where it's at. You don't need permission to be happy in this next season. In this next season, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be happy. You only need awareness. You don't need permission to practice self-regulation. You just need awareness. You need to be aware. And I'm here tonight as your awareness that some of you have not been practicing self-care. You haven't been practicing self-regulation, and your moods have been regulated by other people. What other people say, what other people do has been swaying you left and right. If they happy, you happy. They ain't happy, you ain't. No, y'all can be mad by yourself. I ain't got time. Let me give you another Wilson key. What to do when tension shows up. When tension shows up in your life, the first thing I need you to do, and this is why you got to have self-regulation so you can choose to respond and not react. First thing I need you to do is pause. That get in the gap. Calm, angry. Calm, angry. The gap in between. Pause. Get in the gap. Ask yourself, what argument am I having right now? I'm not talking about the argument that you're having with the individual. I'm not talking about the situation that may be in front of you. What argument am I having with myself right now that I'm feeling this tension? You go to the bank, you try to get the loan. They say no. You come out of the bank mad. You didn't have the money when you went in there. I always say, some won't, some will, so what? Some will, some won't, so what? Pause. Before you get angry, pause. Ask yourself, what argument am I having right now? I'm so mad, I can't believe they did. It happened. I didn't get the job. You didn't have the job when you put in the application. You will get another job. Pause. Ask yourself, what am I argument? What inside of me is causing this tension? The situations done happen. I'm in the car. I'm leaving. What is the tension inside of me that I need to identify now? Because like I said, when you identify it, you shine light on it. When you shine light on it, it dissipates. I'm angry. Matter of fact, I'm not even angry. I'm hurt. I'm embarrassed. This situation has humiliated me. When you can come to that place of humility, you won't get on Snapchat. You won't get on Facebook. You won't get on any social media and try to air out your feelings, because you air out your feelings to yourself. Pause. What am I arguing with myself about right now? Why is this tension here? And then guess what you do next? You ask yourself, what am I demanding to be different? I'm demanding life to give me something other than what it just gave me. I just got hit in the face, and I'm not even mad about the hit in the face as much as I'm mad that it happened. So I'm trying to demand life to give me something else other than what it's already gave me. And because this happened, I just don't know what am I going to do. Is that true? Every time that we sit around and say, I don't know what to do, is that really true? That you really don't know what to do? Oh my God, if they leave me, I don't know what I'm going to do. You're going to get up in the morning. You're going to wash your face. You're going to wash your tail. You're going to get something to eat. You're going to go to work. You're going to pay your bills. And you're going to keep it moving. So is the story that I'm telling myself about this situation and how this situation is going to affect my future, is it true? Not only is it true, the next question you got, can I absolutely know that this that has already happened is going to result to this? Or is it going to result to this because now I've accepted that it's going to happen, and as a man thinketh, so is he. So now I'm acting in a way that allows me to move. You know, he moving funny. See, when you start telling yourself stories, you don't even realize it. You start moving funny. You start moving funny. And what the thing about it, you start moving in the direction of the thing you're trying to avoid happening. I was talking to a highway patrolman one time, and I can't remember how we got on the subject, but we were talking about the desert. He was a highway patrolman in the Mojave Desert. And I told him, I said, well, I guess you don't have many accidents out here, because when people run off the road, I guess they just run off into a sand. They might flip, but you know, they run off in the sand. He said, no. He said, you would think that. He said, but 80% of the accidents that happen, they are on a straight road and they run off the road and hit a telephone pole. I said, what? His words to me next blew my mind. He said, whether you know it or not, you always hit what you're trying to miss. You hit what you're trying to miss. Some of the things that you're trying to avoid, you're putting so much energy, attention, and focus into it not happening. I don't want to be hurt no more. I don't want to be hurt no more. That it causes you to choose somebody that has nothing in them but the ability to hurt you. I know the argument you've been having. That's what we're talking about tonight. I know about the argument you've been having with yourself about reality. You've got to get to this place. When you feel that tension, you got to pause. What am I arguing about right now with myself? What am I demanding to be different than what just happened? Huh? What am I arguing about? Is this true that what happened is going to cause this to happen? Or is this just something that I'm fretting over? I believe that can happen. And because I believe that it happened, and I really don't know if it's absolutely true, but because I believe it, I begin now to move funny and move in a direction. Listen, that's another story. I promise you, y'all think this is made up. There's a story about a young girl that was on a college campus where there was a rapist that was raping young girls on the campus. Her mother called her every single day, 2 or 3 times a day, worried about her daughter being raped. And she put so much fear into the girl that the girl started doing things that she hadn't normally done, going places, that directions, to calling herself, avoiding that she hadn't go, that she literally ran into the rapist and got raped. The thing you try to miss. I ain't getting in no more relationship because I don't want to be hurting, and I'm not gonna fool with that. I don't want to be friends with that kind of person because you know they wear red earrings, and that girl that I used to talk, she wear red. Don't rush to fix the moment, but don't live there either. Don't live in your pain. Don't choose to live in moments of pain. Choose self-regulation. Choose awareness. Choose to experience every bit of the pain that you're experiencing in that moment. Sit in it. Experience every single bit of it. I promise you, I know you're not here for a Bible lesson tonight, but weeping may endure for a night. But I promise you, and somebody on here can be a testimony and testify like with the best of them. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I'm not talking about a physical mourning, but I'm talking about after you have went through your went through, after you have allowed yourself to process the pain and process the situation to the point that I'm no longer resisting it. I'm no longer fighting. I've went through the stages of grief. I've been mad. I've been angry. I felt guilty about it, but I'm coming through and I'm coming out of this. Don't rush to fix the moment. Don't rush to fix it. First, see it clearly. Listen, when my kids' mom and I divorced, I was angry. I found out some things and I was angry. Oh, I was so mad. Oh my goodness. And I started telling myself these stories about this was probably, and that was probably, and that, and then I had to stop and listen to the stories that I was telling myself. And the pain stopped when I forgave. The pain stopped when I stopped telling myself the stories. Listen. Everyone experiences pain. Hear me. Hear me in context. Everyone experiences pain, but everyone doesn't have to suffer. Pain is the physical. Suffering is the mental. You could choose not to suffer. How? By taking the time to get clear with your situation. Wilson Key. When clarity returns, leadership emerges. I get my joy back. I get my courage back. When I stop arguing, my energy returns. I don't want to lay in the bed and watch Netflix all day and keep my head under the cover because I'm so emotionally drained. I'm physically drained because I'm giving so much mental energy to a situation that happened, and I'm fighting a situation that has happened. It's already happened. It's past. Listen, I know I keep saying it. I don't want to preach tonight, but I am a preacher. Please understand, the Bible said that God is a very present help in the time of trouble. He's present. He's in the moment. He's in the right now, right where you are right now. He is there. He is waiting on you to acknowledge that he's there, but you cannot acknowledge him while you're over here fretting over what happened. You can't acknowledge him in the now while you're over here worrying about what might happen. Listen, the Hebrew boys were in the fiery furnace. They were getting ready to kill them. They get ready to kill them. They could take them out. And these boys said, and if God doesn't deliver, let it be known he's still God. God has been so good to you in the past. Listen, some of you on this call, and I'm trying not to be prophetic tonight, you've went through some things. Don't get tongue-tied now. You've been through some things that could have taken your very life, and you're still here. Why are you crying over a bill? You've made it through sickness and pains. Some of you on here, I just feel it. You've been through some real sicknesses that could have took you out. Listen, we made it through COVID. Do you realize how many people died during COVID? We made it, and now here we are, down at the end of 2025, another year, and someone on here, you're arguing in your mind about a situation that you cannot change. When you stop arguing, your energy comes back. When you stop arguing, your clarity comes back. When you stop arguing, your responses improve. Some people don't want to be around you, not because they don't like you, not because they don't love you, because you're so caught up in the argument that's going on inside of your head that when they try to speak to you, snapping at them. What? Can't you see I'm talking? Don't you know that's how people go crazy? Mental illness, disease, dis-ease. Every dis-ease in the body has to start with a dis-ease in the mind. Don't accept diagnosis unless you're willing to do the work to mentally keep yourself moving forward and not start taking ownership. Yep, my cancer, my diabetes. You're taking ownership of dis-ease. Don't let it get in your mind. Peter walked on water until he took his eyes off the prize. Your energy comes back. Your clarity comes back. Your responses improve. You begin leading again. Leading your own life, not by force, not by control, not by pressure. You don't need a title. You go into work, you don't even need no title. But because you got your energy back, people come to you. They don't even come to the boss. You only need the courage. All you need tonight is the courage to stop arguing with what already is. My final declaration for you tonight. We don't lead best by reacting fast. Good leaders don't react fast. I often tell my wife, I don't make decisions after 5 o'clock. I can't make major decisions after 5 o'clock. I'm mentally spent for today. We'll pick that up tomorrow. So the best leading of your life will not be from reacting fast and making fast knee-jerk decisions. We lead best by seeking clarity. Is what I'm telling myself true? Well, I'll never be able to. Is what you're telling yourself true? Is it absolutely true that you will never be able to do ... because ... happened to you? There's too many damaging evidence all around you. Too much damaging evidence all around. People who have went through worse than what you went through and made something out of nothing. You got to get clarity. When the argument ends, that's where clarity begins. Listen, I hope this has been good to you tonight. This dropped in my spirit last night. I got on here. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep from yesterday. I was up all night. This dropped in my spirit. I put it on there this morning. I was going to come on. Those all 40 of you that are on, thank y'all so much for coming on, because I want to help you. I want to get you past the argument that you've been having in your mind that's keeping you from having the clarity that you need to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can. So now listen, if this teaching has resonated with you and you want 2026 to be better than what 2025 was, I want to offer a free coaching session. I don't know if any of you had signed up yet. I gave out the opportunity on yesterday. I want to offer a free 45-minute goal setting coaching call, one-on-one over a Zoom call with those people. Only those people that know you want to be successful. You're the only people I'm talking to, the ones that want to be successful. And goal coaching doesn't mean I tell you what to do. It means that I will offer you questions and guide you and pull out what is in you, because you're going to do best at what you have a passion for. Do not set a resolution. I preached that, taught that a couple of days. Go back and watch that on my page. No more resolutions. No more resolutions. We make resolutions out of emotions. You need a plan. I can help you get that plan. If you're interested in life coaching, hit me up. drop an inbox. I'll give you one free session, and I promise you, in that one free session, I will help you to get a plan for 2026 that can cause it to be better. Listen, I'm not saying you're going to be a millionaire, but it will be better than 2025. I promise you. If you shoot for the stars, you may not hit the stars, but you're going to be further along than what you started. So if you're interested in that, please inbox me. I'll be checking them between now and tomorrow, and I'll send you my calendar link so you can set up a time, free of charge. If you're a preacher, if you are a minister, I want to invite you. I'm going to show a little commercial as we getting off. It's the Preacher's Lab, preacherslab.org. It's a community that I have developed that is especially for pastors, ministers, elders, Christian leaders. We're getting ready to do some awesome classes in there that is going to build you. This kind of teaching that you had right here. Because listen, Black people in church, we don't have no problem preaching. The children can preach. But we need some psychological tools that will go right along with the deliverance that we just got, that can help us to keep our mind free and be aware where God's trying to take us. So listen, this has been great. Let me pray with you guys. Hope you guys don't mind if I pray with you and just release a blessing on your life as you get ready to go into this new year. Dear Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for everyone on this call. Monica, Humble, Gigi, KGV, all those that have come on. There's 42 people on here. I can't see everybody. Thank you guys. And God, I pray that you would send blessings on their lives, over their family. Ruby Davis, Jazz Phillips, Earl Smith, Aaron, Angel, Pa, Millie, Batan, I can't remember, Charles, all you guys, everyone on this call, God, I pray special blessings upon them right now, God. I pray that every dream, every goal, desire that they have, that it will begin to unfold, God. You said in your word that you'd visit us upon our beds in the night season. Give them dreams, visions of how they can cause their life to be better. I call their children blessed. I speak a hedge of protection around their children. Those children that may be trying to go astray, I speak a hedge of protection around them. I speak right now in the name of Jesus, every addiction be broken. Every addiction be broken. If you can do it from if you can do it for mine, you can do it for them, God. Every person that's on here that has a loved one that is dealing with addiction, 2020, as the new year comes in, the addiction begins to lose its power. In the name of Jesus, every marriage be blessed. I call it blessed in the name of Jesus. God, I think, God, for how you touched my marriage, how you restored, how you built. And God, I speak those same anointing and blessing upon those that are under the sound of my voice tonight. And God, when you do these things, God, when you do it, God, I pray that they would use it as a testimony of victory. I pray that they would use it as an internal dialogue that will interrupt every argument, every denial that would come to them, in Jesus' precious and holy name. Now, God, as we leave this place, but never from your presence, pray that the sweet communion of your Holy Spirit would rest, rule, and abide with your people, hence now and forevermore. Listen, I'm going to post this in just a little bit. Again, if you need coaching, please inbox me, hit me up. I'd love to help you. Those that are ministers, please take a look at this short video clip, commercial from the Preacher's Lab. That's preacherslab.org. Remember, God is the greatest power, and you are not defeated.
Some nights, the word feels heavy, and no matter how long you sit at the desk, the sermon just won't come together. Some Sundays, you step into the pulpit and give everything you have, but the room doesn't give anything back, and the silence feels louder than the message. But then, something shifts. You connect with a community that understands the call, the weight, the warfare, and the beauty of becoming the preacher God has destined you to be. Welcome to the Preacher's Lab, where you don't just preach, you grow, you sharpen, you rise. Your next level is waiting, and you don't have to get there alone.